live on the air. I'm Richard Saile.
This is wild.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Lounge Time. I'm your host, Rich Saile, and on today's episode of 2026 Offseason Grades, we go over the Baltimore Ravens, the last team in the AFC North. And I'm pleased to be joined by a contributor of the show who has been a frequent guest, who has done now his 6th episode of Offseason Grades, Vin Asselone. Vin.
Rich, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, so the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens, who had another offseason where it was another great draft, but a coaching change.
Yeah.
That they have John Harbaugh out nearly after 20 years at the helm in Baltimore. In comes Jesse Minter from the Los Angeles Chargers at defensive coordinator. Now he goes to be the next coach for the Baltimore Ravens. And Declan Doyle comes over from the Ben Johnson tree to help Lamar Jackson as his new offensive coordinator this year. And they were busy with the free agents and the draft class, but I want to start with the coaching move. Was it the right time for the Ravens to move on from John Harbaugh?
I think they just should have let him retire there. I think they just should have let him, finish it out. He's proven. I know the Ravens, they always choke in the playoffs, but it's like they make far runs. And I think just last couple of years was just really bad luck in the draws, but they did a great offseason this year. The coaching move, I would say, though, I think they just should let him stay there. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say my thoughts on Jesse Minter for like a later question. I get why they had to go younger. You could see that team just last year for whatever reason, and I'm not surprised at how quickly of a fallout they had. Like they were never able to recapture the play. Like it almost felt like those losses to both the Chiefs and Bills like demoralized them in the season, and then the injuries happened with Lamar. But this defensive was just so bad, and I don't know how you can be bad with a really top-notch level secondary and a front seven that is usually pretty good.
I know the defense is usually good. I don't know what happened.
Something had to move on. Like I understand why. Like you're not going to get rid of a 2-time MVP in his prime. Like there's just no way that's going to happen. Unfortunately, he's a fall guy, but it's just the sad state of how coaching beyond 20 years is like dinosaur age at this point. It doesn't happen anymore.
It's a new game.
So let's go over the Ravens offseason, which they did give Jesse Minter a good draft class to build on. And I want to go over that draft class first before the free agent extensions and all that. So they go Ione from Penn State, beef up that offensive line, losing Tyler Linderbaum at center, so they get some guard help there. Zion Young, the edge rusher from Missouri, who people thought would be a late first-round pick, they get him in the draft. They also buff up their receiver room with Elijah Surratt and Jacoby Lane, both Big Ten receivers, Indiana and USC. They also got Chandler Rivers from Duke, good corner that can be a nice rotation piece. And Adam Randall, power running back. They've usually been that power running team. And then Rayshon Benny in the 7th round, defensive tackle from Michigan. And then, like, they poked in some deeps, like Josh Waivas from Arkansas, Alabama, the tight end. So they beef up that room a little bit, get younger there. Matthew Hebner from SMU. From the draft class standpoint, they got younger at some key spots to fill for depth. And then free agency, where the biggest move was they nearly got Max Crosby, but it would have been the cost for 2 first-round picks. Then they got cold feet, backed out, and they got Trey Hendrickson from Cincinnati in free agency, and they paid him a ton of money for a guy that's in his early 30s, and you always have to worry with those guys dipping in production. And he's been a very good pass rusher, but there are some holes where he might not be as good. But I want to ask you, based on what the Ravens were able to do in the draft and the key signing of Hendrickson, along with some of their other moves they made, do you feel like this team did enough to bolster its chances to get back to winning the AFC North, possibly make another deep AFC playoff run?
I would say I just have to see how those receivers are turning out. I mean, right now the receiving room is literally just Zay Flowers and Bateman, and they just signed Zay Flowers to that huge deal. I still don't think Zay Flowers is a number one receiver.
I want to get to him on that.
But I would say definitely steps in the right direction. Henderson is just, like how you said, it's kind of a little bit older. I know like 30s is a little bit older for D linemen. They get hurt and everything like that. So I would say yes, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't.
I like the receiver moves they made. I think the only thing is, are they going to throw more Lamar Jackson with Declan Doyle coming from the Ben Johnson tree? And I don't feel like they're giving that indication that they're going to throw more because they've always been a run-heavy team since Lamar's been a starter. I do love Surratt and Lane. Big physical receivers, contested catch guys that can go win a 50-50 jump ball. And they're very physical. Flowers can work the slot. Bateman hasn't quite panned out well.
He's always like a big play, like deep ball. Like he has one of those in his...
Mark Andrews is getting up there in age, and Derrick Henry, he's still producing, but...
Which is crazy.
You always have to worry about when does that age factor in. Like, very few guys play into their mid to late 30s of running back. And the last name I can think of was Adrian Peterson of our era, but I don't think... But, like, he bounced around, like, teams, and he just never really became that productive guy after 2015. Marcus Allen, but he still found a way to score touchdowns in Kansas City. Like, I don't know how many guys produce well into their late 30s, and Henry's trying to become one of those guys.
And he is, honestly.
I mean, again, but how much longer can he do it is the thing. Defensively, I want to get to Trey Hendrickson. He is a good pass rusher, but when you hit 30, production dips. And he's not really a good run defender. And Jesse Minard, I feel like, doesn't have that guy that can set the edge. Like Calais Campbell's up there. He's 40 years old. He's not going to produce much. You don't have a young replacement there, which kind of hurts them a little bit. Like Nnamdi Madubuike, he's almost coming back. He's coming back from a career-ending neck injury nearly a career-ending neck injury. Right? I was trying to word it that way. Okay. Travis Jones, a good nose tackle. Like, he's good, but... Again, you have concerns where I'm like, Madubuike's coming off a near career-ending injury. Trey Hendrickson's older, but he's not really a great run defender. And this team, they're good talent-wise at some key spots, but I go, are they good enough to where they can be good and complete on defense? I don't think they're complete, but they're better in areas that people think they weren't as strong in the last couple of years. I do like that group of Zion Young, Hendrickson on the edge, Mike Green they drafted from Marshall a couple years ago. He was a stud. Okay. Inside linebacker outside of Roquan Smith is a little bit of a question. Like I'm not sold on Teddy Buchanan or Trenton Simpson being that opposite guy with Roquan in the middle. I'm not there. I feel like they don't have youth on the interior defensive line that is there. Again, you got to worry about Madubuike with the injury. The secondary, though, Jalen Hawkins, they got from New England, which I don't mind letting him walk because they got some young safeties in there that are doing really good, and Kevin Byard's a good veteran to teach those guys. But their secondary on paper, Nate Wiggins,
that's what I'm saying.
Jalen Hawkins, Malachi Starks, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton. That's just the starters.
I know.
Chidobe Awuzie is a backup. Okay, Kayvon Wallace is a backup. Like, I'm saying to myself, how can you give up big plays with these guys? Some of these guys have been all-pro players, Pro Bowl level players. How are you shooting up big plays? Jesse Minard, if you can't fix this, then you've got some real issues. Like, I don't want to start questioning development because they've developed good players.
I know.
But you go, how are they giving up big plays?
I don't know. Yeah, I remember that defense was chopped last year. Like, it was
I know Zach Orr was not a great play caller, but, like, with those guys...
Like, come on.
It doesn't make sense.
Those are really good skill players in all their positions as well, too, which... they don't even like, and I know why they didn't even touch the corners because they don't need to be tough. Like, these are great. The only thing that worries about me is just the D line. That's it.
Yeah, like they don't have some youth in that defensive line to stop the run. Well, Travis Jones is like maybe the only one. Matabike's even in his mid-20s.
Yeah.
But like, he's been going healthy, but you got to worry about that with the near career-ending injury to the neck. And now he went down like week 2 last year.
Yep.
So I would say, so let's go to Zay Flowers, who they gave a ton of money to, and I want to make sure I have the right numbers because I had them in my notes, and then all of a sudden they magically went away, which is not fun. But they gave him a lucrative extension, and I want to talk about him because
My top receiver in the league money.
I don't want to spoil what I'm going to say though, but okay, wait, now it's not popping up. Okay, here we go. I want to get the full terms of this extension, and I had them in my notes, and then they were gone, but they did pay him a ton of money. 4 years extension, which he got drafted 23. 4 years, $140 million with $108 million guaranteed. You want to talk about the contract? I'll let you go.
Yeah, that's way too much.
Yeah.
I know he eclipsed 1,000 yards last year, but like that's way too much. And I don't know. I think he is a great receiver in the league. He is not that money though. I mean, unless Baltimore sees something that we don't, but I think that's why they drafted receiver heavy this year because I think they're relying on him being number one. I mean, he has to be the number one with that type of money. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, he's not I don't think he's a number one compared to like
Other
the
ones
top
out
half
there
of the
now.
league. Like, I think he's solid. Like, if I'm looking at receivers, he's maybe top 20 when I look at like. But again, I'm going overall when I say this. I think he's a top 20, but in the bottom of the top 20. I don't think he's worth this contract because to me, if I'm paying that money, I'm going at guys like, and I'm gonna say they're like a tier below Chase, JSNs.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm looking at guys like George Pickens.
Yeah.
Like, that's worth that guy's worth that kind of money. He's been productive, but he's a 2 in Dallas because they got CeeDee Lamb.
I know.
Right? I'm thinking of like other guys that have like number one receivers that are just good. Like Drake London, I know Atlanta gave a ton of money to. Maybe he deserves a little more than that.
Like with the Eagles, Devontae Smith, obviously, like AJ Brown, but like when he was the 2.
I would have given him that.
Yeah.
Money. Like he's been productive. He can get open. Like that's a contract Devontae Smith. Like I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But Zay Flowers, I'm like, I don't know.
It doesn't bring.
I don't think production is equal the earnings. I don't think he's been that. I don't think he's made that kind of an impact. 26, he's going to turn in September. So I understand they want to give him his money now, but no way is he worth number one receiver money. I'm not there with them yet on that. No way. But again, that's where I'm at with them. So let's look at this depth chart a little bit quickly, and I know we started to do that. This offense, to me, it's still the same way they're going to be, power running team, but it's Declan Doyle's implementations, and Lamar Jackson's now going on his 3rd offensive coordinator in the last 5 seasons, I want to go with, because they had Greg Roman, then they go to Tom Lunkin, well, who did win an MVP under Tom Lunkin, and they were really good, almost MVP 2 years ago. And now Declan Doyle is going to be his 3rd new offensive coordinator in 5 seasons. So I want to ask you, can Lamar Jackson get back to the MVP level with a new offensive coordinator with learning a new system?
It's going to be tough. I think it's constantly changing, play calling changing. Like, obviously, it's Lamar Jackson MVP, so I feel like you can understand it. But it's going to be a learning gap, I'd say. I want to say as bad as like the Jalen Hurts learning gap, I guess, with the Eagles, but I would say with him, I think he can get back there. It's just, how's this team going to be? On paper, this team is great, but just when they play, it was terrible last year, and also it doesn't help that he was hurt. But hopefully, he just stays healthy this year. I think he'll get back to where he is. I don't think it's going to be MVP, but I think he'll re-solidify himself as easily top 3 quarterback.
I was going to ask like a top 5 quarterback level.
I would say top 3.
Top 3? Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I think you might agree with where I'm going. I really don't care with regular season level with Lamar Jackson anymore. I don't, because I know what he does. He puts numbers up. He can be in the MVP running. Could have won 3 MVPs, but he's got 2. And I'm going to go big picture with this. I think the only thing missing from Lamar Jackson that would put him in top 10 all-time quarterback conversations that I will allow, because we're getting near 10 years, I will allow this, is a Super Bowl championship. Because he's the only multi-league MVP quarterback with no Super Bowl wins.
He's got to get over that playover hump.
And I feel like I'm not going to judge him too much on the regular season anymore. And I'm going to judge him in the postseason. Whoa. And the problem is, they always struggle against the elite teams that are on their level. Can they beat a team on their level that will get them to the Super Bowl. And now it's going to lead to my next point for you.
Go for it.
And Jesse Miller, this is his calling card on defense. First, let me ask you this two-part question. Where do you expect the Ravens to be ranked defensively? And you know what? Let me answer that question first before I go to the two-part.
Go for it.
But I'm saying, where do you expect the Ravens to rank with Jesse Miller? Like, can they stop blowing these leads? Do you expect that to happen with Jesse Miller, even though he's had some time with Harbaugh, is Jim Harbaugh, back to Michigan days, and he had some time in the Baltimore tree? Do you expect that they will not blow as many double-digit leads as
I would
they used
hope
to?
so. I would say I want to put them top 10, but number 10.
Okay. So they're like a fringe top 10 defense.
Fringe top 10 defense, I would say.
Do you think they're going to be a secondary that leads the league in takeaways?
I hope so. Their secondary's nuts.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would say yes. I would say they're going to be easily top 5 in takeaways this year.
Okay.
I would say fringe top 10 defense overall. I would say top 5 takeaways this year. Maybe on the fifth spot.
Okay.
How about you?
Here's the second part I want to ask you.
Okay.
And I said this with the Bills episode, and I'm going to compare both of these teams because they're in the same boat.
They are.
Both have MVP caliber level quarterbacks. Both guys top 3 in some people's rankings. But they have young first-year head coaches who have never dealt with expectations in their very first year. And I'm going to fact check me, guys, okay? The only first-year head coach to take his team to the Super Bowl and win is George Seifert in 1989. But to be fair, Bill Walsh had that team built, and Seifert took over a Bill Walsh-led team. This is a different situation where John Harbaugh had a really good Super Bowl caliber roster, but could never get over that hump.
No.
But Jesse Miller is a first-year head coach with no head coaching experience.
I know it's going to be tough.
Is it too
soon?
Is it too unrealistic? Is it unfair that Jesse Miller has Super Bowl or bust expectations in his first year?
I think it's way too soon. But the problem is, though, time's ticking on this team. That's the thing with Lamar, Gage, Henry, Mark Andrews, everybody. Yeah. I would say they're going to be easily a playoff team this year. Yeah. I don't think they're going to make it that far, though. I think they're going to probably make it to first round, second round.
Ooh, I want to hear your playoff bracket when that happens.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to make this quick because.
How about you?
I think they're going to be playoff good. They'll make the playoff. They may win a game, maybe 2, depending on how the playoff tree falls for them, playoff bracket falls. Mm-hmm. I think, again, I'm going to shut this national media, Ravens media hype on Jesse Miller. Oh, he's going to get us to the Super Bowl.
It's the first year.
Chillax, man. Okay, go look at the data of first-year head coaches taking a team to the Super Bowl. Like, first-year rookie head coaches. You can only find maybe George Seifert. And then, everybody takes... Guys, they need 2 years to do this. Mike McDonald, who just won, took 2 years in Seattle. It doesn't happen unless you're an experienced head coach like John Gruden, Mike Vrabel, okay, that took a team in its first year to the Super Bowl. But the difference is those guys were head coaches at prior stops that had success at those other places.
He's unproven.
This is not like that. Like Joe Brady, same thing. You guys are asking Joe Brady, who's called offensive plays, and now Jesse Miller, who's known to be a defensive play caller, defensive coordinator, to take a team with Lamar Jackson to the Super Bowl in his very first year as a rookie head coach. Can you, be realistic? Can we, be real? If they make a deep playoff run, they're happy. Not an AFC champion, way to get to the Super Bowl and be a runner-up. No. This is what drives me nuts about this. I made the rant short. There you go. But, my point is the data and the historical points on this.
It's projecting that it's not going to happen.
No. If you're a proven head coach like Dan Quinn, he took Atlanta to the Super Bowl, but he took you guys to the NFC Championship 2 years ago in his first season. Mm-hmm. But he's a veteran head coach. Key words.
Richland smokes with all of the Ravens fans.
No. Seattle fan, one Seahawks fan on the comments got on me about him and the B, which I thought was fair. I could have went lower, but I thought that was fair. But I had one of my buddies said that the Bills analysis, that was fair. That's a fair criticism because. Okay. Jesse Miller, I just think it's so unfair and unrealistic to say Super Bowl and win year one. No. If you get to a deep AFC playoff run, that's a good year for him. Yeah. John Harbaugh made it to the AFC Championship game his first year in Baltimore with those Hall of Famers on his defense. I don't think that's right, though. I think that's my thing. I wanted to ask you if the expectations were too high on Jesse Miller. You and I agree there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to their schedule. Game 1 at the Colts, where I talked about the Colts being big. I think they can beat the Colts.
I say Ravens win.
Okay. New Orleans at home. I think
That's
they
a
beat
win.
the Saints 2-0. They play the Cowboys. This one's in Brazil. And this could go either
I
way.
would say this is a coin flip game.
I'm gonna
I think
say-
it's a coin flip game.
I'm going to say they beat the Cowboys.
All right. I like it too. So yes,
3-0.
3-0.
Home of the Titans. I think it's 4-0.
4-0.
At Atlanta, who I'm never high on, 5-0.
5-0.
At Cleveland, 6-0.
6-0.
Okay, home for the Bengals.
See, now what do we do with the division here?
They're going to split, but they're going to beat the Bengals at home.
So 6-0.
7-0.
7-0, excuse me.
All right, at Buffalo. Here we go. First loss.
7-1.
Okay, Jacksonville on a Thursday night, and that's
I got them 8-1.
I do too. Home for the Chargers. Now, Chargers got to go West Coast to East Coast. You know how that
I
goes.
got them 9-1.
So do I. This schedule is so favorable for them. At Carolina is a win.
Is there a game on here that you like, that like how we were talking about before, a team that is expected to win that they lose?
Atlanta is weird.
For some reason,
Look at they beat the Bills and they beat the Rams, playoff teams.
yeah.
Atlanta's a weird game.
So I think I take my statement back. I think Atlanta's the coin flip game.
They'll beat Atlanta, but I think Atlanta that's going to be way closer than people want to say it is. Okay, Cincinnati, that's tough. We're not going to call
There's
that.
another game on here that I think they're gonna lose. We'll get to it though.
All right, so we said at Carolina, what are we, 10-1 at this
10-1.
10-1, okay. Your loss is the Bills, right, in Buffalo?
Yes.
Okay, I'm shocked it's a 1 o'clock game when I read this.
I know. I was gonna say I should be a prime time.
I know, but they have Atlanta Sunday night game? I don't get it. Okay, at the Texans, this is loss number 2.
I would say too that defense is just too nuts.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so 10-2 going into the bye week, which for them is great.
Yeah.
Okay, Tampa Bay at home.
I have them losing.
No, I think they beat Tampa.
I think they lose to Tampa Bay.
Because Tampa, a hint for the Bucks episode coming up this week. I don't know if the receivers can get open, and with Godwin's injury history, Ibuka falling off, Todd Bowles, if they can blitz well, that's their only hope. And they are a run-heavy team defensively. I wouldn't be shocked. That might be the one game they do drop. But I don't think it's going to be this. I don't think that's going to be it.
So I have them 10-2.
I'm going to say 11-2.
Okay.
At Pittsburgh, this
Yes,
is the
whatever.
loss. This is the loss. Because the Steelers always played them tough. Mike Tomlin had Lamar Jackson's number. Now Mike McCarthy, we're about to see. But I think the Steelers have that weird, like Patrick Graham now getting 2 weeks to study for, well, not 2 weeks, but 2 times to study Lamar Jackson over the last 4 games. I'm going to say they lose to the Steelers. I'm going to say 11-3.
Okay.
Home for Cleveland, win. At the Bengals,
Do they split with the Bengals?
on a Thursday night, and it's New Year's Eve. Loss. They do split. They do split. So 12-4 I'm at. Okay? And home for the Steelers, which could decide the North. The Steelers have this, and it's Aaron Rodgers' last regular season game again, except it's in Baltimore.
No way they lose both games to the Steelers. No way, Rich.
You say that there's one game they split. Again, there's
What?
Joey will thank me later. I think 12-5 is realistic. With 13-4 could be. I think there's one game they're going to be like, how do we lose this game? Well, it's this
that one?
because
Wow.
I feel like them and the Bengals is going to be so close. It's going to come down to like divisions. The Steelers have this man's number. Like they have this man's number,
they do.
and that's where I feel like with them getting now a little older in some areas, defensive line. Their offensive line's a little better, but it's not great. But Linderbaum's a big loss.
That is a huge loss.
Isaiah Likely, I didn't even mention at tight end. Like Mark Andrews is old too.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers have their number to where they will beat the Ravens twice, but they could win one of those games. But I'm saying 12-5.
Can we see the Ravens winning the AFC or being the best team in the AFC?
No.
No.
Their talent alone should put them in conversation, but no way
No.
are they the best team. I think they're in the convo of like, all right, Buffalo, New England, we could say. They're right there with those teams.
You don't think the Chiefs still?
I think they're a little devoid of talent.
Okay.
At receiver, I'm not there yet. I know they have one guy that's breaking out in camp. I did their episode on them. The Denver Broncos and the Texans are going to be really good. So
Yep.
what is that? 6 teams I just mentioned? 5 teams?
Yeah, AFC stacked.
Like they're
this
in
year.
that top
They
5
are.
tier, but
Can they stand out and win those games?
I feel like their schedule worked out very well where they can start out
you guys
great.
have a great schedule.
But they could be 13-4. But again, you're going to get a home playoff game. And now my question is, are they going to be Super Bowl level good again with Minter? Where I mean, he had a top 5 defense in LA with the Chargers.
Yeah.
With this is better roster, but with some aging pieces. They should be. But again, I think they win a playoff game, maybe 2. But I don't think they get to the Super Bowl. No way.
So I would say 11-12 win team this year.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I got a 12-5 team.
Okay.
I think so. All right. Offseason grade for the Ravens offseason. I'm going to hit you first. What grade would you give the Ravens offseason?
I'm going to give them a B+.
Okay.
Give them a B+. I think they stacked up that receiving room, which definitely was much needed. The only reason they're not A is because that signing with Zay Flowers, that hurt them a lot.
Yeah.
I would say they have great pieces all around. It's just the coaches. That's it. It's just can Minter produce? And that's the problem. And I think their schedule is very favorable.
Yep.
I think that hopefully the Ravens fans don't have too much high expectations with him.
Yep.
He's, like I said, a first-year coach, unproven.
Yep.
So I would give him a B+ for also Henderson as well too. Yeah, I would say B+.
Yeah. I'm with you. B+, but
Okay.
for different reasons.
Go for it.
I think they made great moves to keep them atop the AFC hierarchy. I think they're a top 5 team without question. I think they are debatably a team that can win the AFC North. I am not convinced that they are drastically on the level of the elites where I would say Buffalo, New England are right on par with them roster-wise, but they're capable of getting to the AFC Championship game based on recent years. I think Houston has potential with their defense. Okay, Denver has gotten there before, and Denver's still really good that I'm shocked the national media doesn't want to talk about. But I think the national media and the Ravens fans have to relax a little bit. Watch the Bills episode, and I make fair points there as well. I'm not doing it this long because, again, I have him here, and I want him to take the show for this one.
All right, so B+ is
But I'm going with a B+. I think this is a really great roster again. I think Minter's fixing what they've had problems with. Declan Doyle with Lamar. I'm not worried about Lamar with a new coordinator. He had an MVP year with Todd Monken, almost 2. Greg Roman, he got an MVP with. I think he's going to get it. It may not be this year, but it'll be good enough to get to the playoffs.
Okay.
All right. So that is the Baltimore Ravens 2026 offseason grade. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so that way you guys can get all the latest content. You do not want to miss out on the preseason episode with the Super Bowl 61 matchup winner and playoff teams. Don't miss out on the college football episode we're going to have early next week where we predict the 12-team playoff. It'll be me predicting the 12-team playoff unless I have a surprise guest randomly, which doesn't happen often. You can also follow me at LoungeTime Pod on X. Yes, if you have a football-related question, you can tweet at me at the show. Just hopefully don't make it a bad one. All right? But I will answer it, I promise. I'll give you your 60 seconds of fame on it if you want. So thank you so much for watching LoungeTime, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the Offseason Grades episode. We're down to 2 more. And I'll see you guys for more Offseason Grades episodes and more content leading up into the 2026 NFL season.